There we go. And let me see, is there a closed caption? Let's see if there's anything else that I can activate. I guess we're okay. There's my closed captioning. It should come up no matter what. Here it is. I'll just hit captioning just to be respectful. Save. There we go. Okay, so I did turn it on. I did turn closed captioning on just in case. I know I have a bunch of prospective special educators, so I don't want to anger them or
Accessibility.
Yeah, I want to stay on her good graces. So, so my name is Ryan Schaff. I'm Associate Professor of Educational Technology in the School of Education. I have been at the university since 2010. And ever since I started, I've been kind of like the de facto ePortfolio person of contact. I used to do a lot of these trainings, or I would do it a lot with Professor Madeline Ball, and it's really kind of like the assessment platform that the School of Education uses. You know, Brightspace will come and go. That's the learning management system. It's where you get all of your, you might see your assignments, you might get your learning resources, you keep kind of track of your classes. But when these courses go up, they also then, after you're done with that semester, they go down. This anthology portfolio, or what they also call as chalk and wire, is a assessment platform that stays with you the entire time. Typically, students at the university have to pay $150, but luckily your grant is taking care of that for you. So that's very fortunate. And you should have received an email from Professor Madeline Ball. I think she sent it yesterday, that gave you a subscription code. So at this point, please make sure you have that document. I did ask Professor Ball to send that to me, but she probably just didn't read her email yet. So you should have a document that came from Professor Madeline Ball. It should be just like a Microsoft Word document that just basically says you now have an anthology portfolio account. Here's a subscription code. It's about 2/3 down the page. That code is important because that's how we're going to be able to set up your ePortfolio. So at this point, just make sure you have access to that document. So let me go ahead and I'm going to share my screen. Are there any questions before we really get into the setup process? And I'm kind of working under the assumption that you all may know Zoom. Just to let you know, if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to use the chat box. There's a little icon on the bottom. You can just click on it and type that in there. I'll monitor it every once in a while. I may not stop right at that moment. You can also, you're more than welcome to unmute yourselves and ask a question out loud. That you're more than welcome to do that as well. So please feel, this is your training, so please feel welcome to do that. So I'm going to go ahead at this time, if there's no questions, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and show you chalk and wire. Also going to do a favor, and I'm going to put up a doc. Sorry, my son's just got home. My dogs are barking. I am going to open up another document too, which I created a set of directions for this ePortfolio. And I can make sure if after the fact, I'll make sure and show you how you can access these directions. Let me share my screen now. Dogs are really barking. So
you
this
can't hear them, Ryan.
What was that?
You can't hear them at all.
Oh,
so you're good.
They're loud. They're loud. So that's very fortunate because they're really loud. So here is the ePortfolio directions. What I did was I took these directions. I generally provide, Dr. Ball and I typically provide directions for the ePortfolio. That's for everybody. However, since Maryland Elevate, since your cohort has some directions that are a little different, I customize them to your needs, since we're doing things a little bit differently for your cohort to make it as streamlined as possible. So chalkandwire.com/NDM, that is the website that you're going to visit. So at this time, if you would like to do it with me, you're more than welcome to. I'm going to go ahead and go there now. Let me go ahead and open this up. Hyperlink. Let's no cancel. Let's open it up. Open the link. Oh, my link's not actually activated. So I'm just going to go copy this and put this into a web browser real quick. Here we are. And you'll notice that if I hit copy and paste, I'll end up there, right here. So I can see, and I know I'm on the right spot. Yep, thank you, Molly. I know I'm in the right spot because I see chalk and wire. And I also see Notre Dame. I'm sorry, I see Anthology Portfolio, but I also see chalk and Notre Dame at the very top. If you end up going to chalkandwire.com, you're going to end up going to the, I don't even know if the page is active anymore because Chalk and Wire was purchased by Anthology a few years ago. So anyway, if you go to that website, you'll notice that the web address will change. It's going to take it to a secure account. So this way you can be respected. You understand that your materials are secured in a secured web interface. I don't know about the situation with your school. So if you're trying to upload work at school, sometimes schools filters are a little funny. So I do warn you about that. You may want to test it. I wouldn't try and do it like a deadline for an assignment. I wouldn't try and do that. And then, I would definitely test if you can access it at school, because some schools have, they have those web filters that might block certain, integrated data systems or something like that, like this. I just don't know. So I would definitely test it to make sure you can access it. If not, you can just do it from home. Chances are you'll probably be faster at home anyway. Okay, so as a new subscriber, so as a new Chalk and Wire / Anthology user, you have to register first. And to register, you have to set it up with using the subscription code we sent you. So where it says new users register here, you only have to do this once, and that's the first time user. After this, you're just going to log in and enter your password. So if you have your subscription code ready and on standby, you can click this button that says new users register here. So everybody had success getting to the Chalk and Wire interface? I can see most of you, not everybody, but if you have any problems, just you can type in the chat box if you'd like. I'll get to you shortly. Okay, so the subscription code is that alphanumeric code that you were sent on your set of directions from Dr. Ball. I'm sorry, from Professor Ball. It's an alphanumeric code that is unique to your account. So go ahead and enter that. First name, enter the last name, email address. Now, do you have to use your Notre Dame email address? No, you don't have to. I would use one that you're going to check regularly just in case there's an issue or a problem with an assignment. The teacher inside of Chalk and Wire, inside of Anthology, can just hit a button to email you back. I suggest you use an email address that is like one that you would check regularly. I also warn you not to use your school one, because a lot of times those emails will go to spam. Again, automated, it sometimes thinks it's spam. It may go into a filter. I suggest you enter in an email address that you're comfortable with checking every day. I know, like I have a Gmail account, I probably would use my Gmail account. So go ahead and enter your subscription code, your first, your last name, your email address. It asks you to repeat it. And then it asks for a password. This is the password that you're going to use for this system. So what I suggest you do, it says it has to be at least 6 characters. I suggest you set up your account right now, enter that stuff down. I also suggest you write it down so this way you have it on paper someplace safe. Because if you forget your password, it has to be reset, and it has to be manually reset. So you'd have to email, and I'll get to that in a second. And where it says student employee number, you can leave that blank. We don't use that at Notre Dame. So again, enter your subscription code. That's the code that's on your ticket that was sent from Professor Ball. First, last name, enter an email address that you're comfortable in using for system notifications. And, when the system, and I'll talk about what it uses your email address for. It's not going to spam you to death with tons and tons of like ads or anything like that. It just emails you when work is completed and done. And then, of course, write down what your password is so you can have it someplace safe. And when you're done entering all this information, remember, you can leave this student employee number section alone. You don't have to fill it in. When you're done, you hit the register button one single time, and it's going to generate your username, and it's going to probably say, some sort of verification about, use your username and password to log in now. So I'm going to give everybody about a minute or two just to do that now. And I'm scrolling through. I don't see any questions in the chat box yet. So remember, if you have any questions or issues, you can always go to the chat box. While you're doing that and take your minute or two, I'm going to put a document up inside of Zoom. So this way I can share it with you. Let's go to
Ryan, how hard is it to change your email address?
It's not hard at all. Very easy. I can show you once everybody gets set up. I can show everybody.
Because I had already used my Harvard School email address, which is fine. I'm using it for everything else for right now.
It's not a problem. I can show. Hold on. I can show you as soon as we get into the system. I also put a set of directions in here now. So there's a Word document now inside of Zoom. If you go to the chat box, you should be able to download and open it up. Those are the directions to everything I'm going to do today.
Ryan, I have a question. I just put in my Gmail and it's telling me this email address is already associated with a user.
You may have clicked it twice. You may have clicked the button twice.
Oh.
So you probably already set it up. It probably went through and then you hit it again real quickly, and then it's saying, "Oh, it's already done." So what you'll do is once everybody has registered and you get that confirmation email, you can hit this return to login button right here. You never have to go through that process again because now you have an account. So now what I want you to do is try and log in. You can use the login that the system's given you or your email address and the password that you just set up with the system. So I'm going to go ahead and log in as me.
Ryan.
Log in as you.
Ryan, one of our students, Yancey, just put in the chat that she doesn't have an access number. Yancey, do you have access to your Notre Dame email account, your Notre Dame Outlook email? That's where the
no, I haven't access yet, so no, I don't think so.
Unfortunately, I don't have access to it, so I have no way of giving out the code.
Yancey, did you receive your like Notre Dame email login or anything?
I was actually looking for the name that is in there, but I don't have nothing. I'm actually gonna check I haven't given you my Gmail, so I don't think they haven't sent anything to my personal email account. So I'm gonna double check again all my messages from yesterday. But
Yancey, it was definitely sent to your, so you have an NDMU email because you were accepted as a student. So, and maybe one of the other students can help me out here, or Ryan, because I haven't gone through this process. How did you receive your Notre Dame email, like credentials or logins? How does students receive that? Not sure, Ryan.
I did it 14 years ago, so I have no idea. It's most likely it's mailed through snail mail. So it might go through the mail system. I don't know if they send your credentials to a secondary email. I have no idea.
They sent mine in an email, and then in that email it said it was also mailed physically too.
Yeah,
that's good.
So they sent the information to your city, to your
to my
email?
city school email. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to find it right now.
Thank you for your help, Sierra. So Yancey, maybe you received an email from Notre Dame, indicating that you have your email, your technology information, and that should give you info to be able to log into your Notre Dame email.
Okay, perfect. I'm looking right now.
Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Mark.
I'm sorry, I haven't received my number access either.
Xiomara, I emailed Madeline right after I forwarded her your email, and I unfortunately didn't hear back from her yet. So I know we have, like Ryan said, we were hoping she was going to also send the codes to Ryan, but I don't think we received that. So Ryan, if you agree, my advice would be to follow along, pay attention, maybe take notes. And then once you do get that login information, follow along again and try to set it up.
Yeah, and I did provide a document. Now everything that I'm doing is written down. I'll also share once you access the account, and I'll also share you can find directions for it in the future as well. So I promise you're going to find everything that you need, and you'll get acclimated to the system. It just might take some time with being a new student and kind of getting used to our technology systems and stuff like that. So we'll make sure to get it to you. But let me go ahead and continue so this way you can show it, and you'll find that the system's pretty intuitive. You just sometimes need to practice. So at this point, if you do have a subscription code, you should have been able to set it up. I want you to click on the return to login screen, and I'd like you to go ahead and log in. When you log in, you're going to end up here, and this is called the dashboard. This is kind of like the main communication hub between the system and your accounts and stuff like that. So
yeah, that's good. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I'm there. So good.
Okay,
I'm good. Thank you.
Mine looks a little different because mine's very busy. Mine's very busy because I do too much stuff in here. So it's right now you should see a pretty blank area. You should probably see a bunch of tabs here. What I want you to do right now is go to menu. Not working. Hold on. My menu's not. I may have to hit the refresh button. Hold on. There it is. If you click on menu, you'll see this little scroll bar come from the left. I will say this does work with mobile. So if you have a tablet or a phone, you are able to do it. But I warn you, doing it on a small screen like this is kind of torturous for me. Maybe you'll have better luck with me, but I always use my stuff on a laptop. So where you want to go to, you want to go to work. I think it says my coursework, if I'm not mistaken. Can anybody tell me, is it work, my coursework?
My coursework.
Yep. You should hit my coursework, and I think that will lead you to a place that says create a new portfolio. It should show up as a blue button that says create portfolio.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so again, here are the directions. I went to work, my coursework, and it's going to take you to a page that's going to say create portfolio, and it's blue. I want you to create this one right here. Let me show you what it says. It actually says, let's see.
Has a name and then select department.
Yeah, department, leave that unassigned.
Okay.
So where it says, it's going to ask you, what's the name? You put your first and last name, okay? Where it says department, you leave it unassigned. And it's going to ask you to pick one. And you want to pick the one that says Maryland Elevate, okay? So I made a special portfolio for your program. So when that's done, you click on it and you should be able to create it.
Yay.
If somebody's trying to talk, unfortunately, I can't hear because of the background noise. I think everybody's okay. Okay, so when you get all set up, you should see this interface right here. You should see it says Maryland Elevate someplace like up in the left-hand area. You should see a nice table of contents. Now, this will get bigger as the program progresses. But I know right now you're taking Special Education 337, Communication Skills for Special Educators. That's correct. What I need you to do, what's the name of the assignment that's due today?
So Ryan, they have an assignment that's due each week. So they can just call it week 1 assignment. Everyone already emailed it to me, so I did receive everybody's, but it'll be a good practice for them to upload it.
Okay, so what would the name be? So here are the choices that Carol gave me: working with culturally diverse students, interview with related service provider, collaborate with families to support learning, and IEP meeting, communication, collaboration, and co-teaching reflection. Which one would that be?
It's the first one.
Okay, working with culturally diverse students. Okay, so what I'd like everybody to do is
right.
Okay. What I'd like everybody to do is to click on it. So click on the title of the assignment, working with culturally diverse students. Okay. Now, when you clicked it, mine's going to look a little different because I'm an administrator, so my screen's unfortunately going to look a little different. You should now have the ability, now that you clicked on that, to be able to upload your document. Now, the ePortfolio allows you to upload, you can upload Word documents, PDF files, PowerPoint presentations, Excel spreadsheets. It does, if you have a Mac-based computer, make sure you save it as a Microsoft Office document. Don't save it like I have, like I'm a Mac person, so I have Pages, I have, numbers? Is it numbers? Yeah. So I have those on my computer. It's not Mac compatible when it comes to their software. So make sure to save everything as a Microsoft document or a PDF.
Google Docs also?
It does allow, I was just about to get to there. Yes, it now does have compatibility with Google Docs. So you can actually submit it through Google Docs. Or I think it also now has the interface where it'll allow you to do Microsoft 365, if I'm not mistaken. So you should be able to do that. Anyway, after you click the assignment, right at this point, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to go ahead and I would like for you to upload the document to into the system. So go ahead and put the document up into the system. And you should be able to see a document that says, or you should be able to see a button here that says, after, when you get the document into the system, it should then turn into a green submit button. Let me see if I can find an exact picture to show you exactly how it looks. Unfortunately, I can't duplicate this now that I'm an administrator. They don't let you have portfolios anymore. Let me see. What is the best way to do this?
Ryan?
Yes.
My error. It should be uploaded under, I couldn't see them. I thought they were in a different sequence. It should be uploaded to collaborate with families to support learning.
Okay, everybody. So now go ahead. Now go ahead. That's okay. Now go ahead and collaborate with. So if you could just, I'm trying to remember how this looks, but if you can come back over here and just click where it says collaborate with families to support learning. Don't worry if you accidentally put, or if you've already put the document up in that wrong spot, it's not a big deal. Go ahead and just put and click on collaborate with families to support learning. And then just do the same thing and put the document up for this assignment. Go ahead and get the document into the system and you should see a submit button show up. Let me see if I can get the chalk and wire directions so people can actually see the visuals now. Chalk and wire. Okay, so I think I'm still, okay. So it's when you enter the system, you should see, and you put an assignment in. Before you put the assignment in, you should probably see on the right-hand side, you see a submit button that's probably grayed out. As soon as you put a document, it actually becomes green and it becomes accessible as you can actually click it and submit it to somebody. So at this time, please make sure that you have clicked on collaborate with families to support learning. Please make sure that you put a document into the system and you'll see it show up right there on the right-hand side in that white area. You should see your document's name show up there.
No,
so,
it's not.
I'm sorry, is somebody saying something?
I did that. I clicked on it, but it has the grayed out with a line through submit.
Did you make sure to click where it says collaborate with families to support learning?
Yes, yeah.
And it's still, okay. Did you, I'm gonna let you, here, I'm gonna stop sharing real quick. Do you know how to share screens?
Yeah, I do. I'm actually not working on my lap. I'm working on my iPad right now to do this.
Yeah, that would work. I'm trying to think. So, okay, so you're on your iPad right now. Yeah. So with the collaborate, once you get the document in, your green button should work. And I know it would work because right here, I see a rubric that shows up here. So that means that it is connected.
Right. It has a drop down box that says add content, but then it says no content has been added to this page yet.
Okay, so there might be a button that says okay or upload, or there might be an executable button that you may not have clicked yet.
No.
Is anybody else having the same problems where they can't find an actionable button to upload, to where they haven't been able to make the submit button green yet?
I lost everything, but now I can find, now I've just got the page back where it says all the assignments. So let me try.
Anybody else having any luck getting their documents in? Unfortunately, I just cannot, I can't duplicate it right now because I'm not a, I don't think I actually have privileges as a student. Work. Let's see. Wendy, are you able to share your screen for Zoom? Should be a button, a green button on the very bottom. It might help if I actually see what you see.
You might need permission, Ryan.
I did. I gave everybody permission. Here, let me stop sharing real quick. Hold on. Might help if I stop sharing. I think I stopped sharing. Yeah, I think it's off. So I think, Wendy, if you are able to, could you hit the share button? Should be in the bottom middle. It's like a little green icon with a little arrow. No, Wendy, any luck?
No, isn't you're not, no, it's not. I keep hitting it. It's just not doing. I wonder if it's blocked.
I wonder if it's blocked. You are in school. Anybody not at school? Okay. Anthony, unfortunately, as nice as that is, I can't see it because you're in a dark screen and it's a very small screen. Sorry. Let's see.
Access blocked, authorization error.
Yep. Welcome to my life and working with outside of school districts. It's so much fun doing this. Yep, it's probably just because, yeah, they probably blocked it. So, okay, so let me tell you exactly what ends up happening is basically you get the document into the actual ePortfolio. From there, when you get the document into the portfolio, it actually makes that submit sign active in green. Okay. When thing is when that thing is green, when the sign says submit and it becomes green, then you can send it to your professor for them to assess it. So that's theoretically how it should work. Oh, good. I got one. Okay. So I see add content. Hold on. Let me shrink this a little bit. Thank you. It says not submit. Go. Oh, now it's a green button that says submit. I'm sorry. They used to do, I'm sorry. Now it's blue. So go ahead and click that blue button that says submit. And then wait, where it says enter the name of the assessor. Carol, where's this going? Is this going to, who's this going to? Molly?
Me.
Going to Molly.
Yep. So where it says Molly King, you would click on that and then hit the submit button. Sorry, folks. It used to be a green color button. Now it's blue.
Go Sierra.
Yep. So thank you very much for sharing. I appreciate it. I'm sorry. It's all the buttons always change. So it's what happens is once you get that document in, you should see the button on the right-hand side that says submit. Then you should be able to send it to that. If you don't get a document into it, it's probably gray and crossed out, meaning that you can't submit it yet because you haven't put an assignment in yet. It keeps students from accidentally submitting assignments that, that they didn't put a document up for. So, what happens is right now, Molly is getting an email stating that people have submitted work to her. Molly, how many have you gotten so far?
Just one.
Yeah. So once people send it to her, she actually gets an email stating that, this so-and-so student has submitted this work for assessment. And then Molly can go in and grade it. And when she's done grading it, you actually get an email back stating this person has finished grading your work. Would you like to go see it? So it has that kind of like that communication gateway. So at this time, if you're able to get the document into the system and you're able to click that submit button, that blue submit button, and then send it to Molly, then you've successfully completed your assignment and sent it to Molly for assessment.
Ryan, can I share my screen? I share a portfolio with Jean Marie and was able to add a portfolio.
Yeah,
so I actually they'll kind of see what.
Sure.
I can kind of show everyone hopefully again. Okay. Okay. So once we're in our table of contents, like Ryan said, we're going to click on collaborate with families to support learning.
Yep.
Click. Okay, we need to add content. So we're going to click on add content.
You want to add a file. Yep. You want to add
a file. Okay, now we can either drag and drop, or I'm going to choose files, which allows me to access all of my files.
Yep.
I'm going to click open, then click insert files.
Yep.
Insert files.
That's the button I was talking about. Yep. And you're going to notice that that blue button is now active. Now that you can now send it to the professor for grading. So you have to
now
click.
I can click submit.
Just putting it inside the system. A lot of students sometimes get comfortable. It's like, oh, I put it up in the portfolio. You actually have to grant permission for your professors to grade your work. So you have to, not only do you have to put the document up, you also have to submit it for assessment. So enter in Molly's name. Make sure you don't click on Molly Dunn. Make sure it's Molly King. Then hit the submit. When you see her name show up as a checkbox, you then hit the submit button.
And you get a little confirm here.
Yep. So
So pretty straightforward. Like Ryan said, I know we're having we had some that didn't get their codes. Wendy, you've got firewalls going on. But hopefully showing that. And like I said, Ryan did record this, so you can go back through it when you're at home if you need to refer back to it.
Yep. It's it's always a baptism by fire sometimes. So to, let's say now it's time for you to submit another assignment. What you would do is you would go in, you would log back into the system, you would go to work, my coursework. You don't have to create a new portfolio again. You would just have to edit the same one you just created. So you would basically just go into your dashboard and you would click edit to the name of the assignment. You can tell what it is. It has your name and it says Maryland Elevate on it. You can click edit and then you can put new documents up and then submit it to Molly again. You can submit new documents, new assignments to Molly in the future. And then as soon as you get to other, once you go to other courses, Carol, is it always going to be to Molly or is it going to be other assignments to other instructors as well?
Other instructors, to Molly right now, when they're taking academic liberal arts courses, those assignments are going to be going to other instructors and professors. But I think it'll be very clear at that point. We'll make sure that we remind people where the assignment should go. Two quick comments. For us, the anthology portfolio that you're creating is a way to document the work and the experiences you're doing in the school. So each of these assignments aligns with one of the high leverage practices. Also, you'll find that the assessment in Chalk and Wire is just going to be one rubric. Everything, right now, it's a 0 to 3 scale. And that might be revised, but that is the level of assessment that will go into Chalk and Wire. It's a mechanism for us to be able to document the good work that you are doing, both in the school and through your studies that relate to that. So if you're expecting like a whole page, comments, you will not find them there. I'm sure Molly will be giving you feedback about your assignments, either through Brightspace or through conversation.
So, and just to kind of close up a little bit, what you'll do is after this, I'll make sure that this YouTube link is sent out to you just in case you have to do this at home or it just, it just wasn't working at the moment for you because you're at school or just don't have access to do it right then and there. I put up in the chat box my email address. You can also reach out to Professor Madeline Ball. I put her on the set of directions that I sent for the ePortfolio. You can also, she's, I think, mball@ndm.edu. So you can contact either one of us and we'll be able to get back to you with any questions that you might have. And we'll just, if you send it to us, we'll try and steer you in the right direction. It just takes practice. I suggest the first time or the first time or two that you use it, just to have the directions by you. Again, practice makes better. So you should be able to have some success in doing that. And I'll make sure this YouTube clip goes up and it should be available by tomorrow. So what I'll do is I'll send this to Molly and then Molly will send it all to you. So I'll just do
and I'll also send.
Yeah. So
I'll also send the directions.
Yep. I'll send the directions. I'll send the email. I'll send my email. I'll send the directions. I'll send a YouTube clip of this training. And I'll send who to contact if you end up having any issues. Okay. Any other questions about the portfolio? And as I said before, you're going to notice the table of contents getting bigger because we're still populating it with assessments that you're going to be responsible for. But you'll always see it organized by class. So like SP 337 is the one you're taking right now. But you'll see other assignments show up as you take other courses or, as you experience other coursework. I'm going to hit the stop recorded button because I think